Hello, in this video I wanted to share a resource that I've used frequently from time to time. I don't always remember to use it, but I know it's a good idea to do it in your monthly maintenance, or maybe every 6 months or so, or after you made a lot of site changes. Now, if you're not visiting my site, you've probably noticed that I have made some changes to my website recently. I've switched themes, I've made some changes on layouts, and I'm testing and tweaking and things like that. And one of the things I need to test is, after changing a theme or adding new plugins and things like that, your site speed can slow down. So I know that it's very important from Google standpoint and other search engines that your site speed be increased or at a good level. And there's a tool that I like to use that helps test that site speed, and it's called GTmetrix. Now, it's a free resource, and let me go ahead and pull it up over here. I'll just bring it over on the screen here. It's called GTmetrix, and what it does is it scans your website and then shows you ways to fix it. Now, a lot of times this could be an issue for you to fix them yourself. There's some things that you can do yourself, and other things that you may have to hire a webmaster or even check with your web hosting company to get these resolved. So what I'm going to show you here real quick is if you were to just put in your information. So I'm going to put in my site, and then we would hit analyze. It would come up. Now, it can take a few minutes for the essence of time, I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I've already ran. Sometimes it can take a couple seconds, up to a minute or so, but just for the essence of time, I wanted to show you what it came up with. And as you can see here, at the time I ran this just a little bit ago, this says 7:36 p.m., but they're using -7. They're running it from Vancouver, and I'm in Indiana, so the time difference is going to be, but I did run this just a few minutes ago, maybe 20 minutes at the most. Now I can retest, compare, I can download this as a PDF, so if it's something that you want to run and send to your webmaster or whatever, you could do that. Generally, I would suggest, just sending them a link, copying this URL here, and sending that information to him, him or her, so they can look at it. Now, there's actually different things here that different services that it uses, page speed or even YSlow. So you can see that we have two performance scores here: page speed score and YSlow score. Right now, obviously, I have some areas that I need to fix. Like in this case, you can see that I have some Fs. I have a lot of A's, which is a good thing. It means I'm in pretty good shape. As I said, I've ran this recently, but I've made, as I said, changes to the site, upgraded images, I've changed plugins, I've changed the theme and things like that, as I'm trying to increase traffic and things of that sort. So the first thing what you would want to do is, you can see that this one's a server issue, content, images. So most of or half the F's here in my grades are from images. And then I have one here for JavaScript. So what I can do here is I'll click the down arrow, and it'll scroll down and it says, these items, the host should keep alive in the server settings to follow these resources. And you can see all these here are making requests to the server, so that obviously slows that down. Now I can click on what's this mean, and it'll tell me that what enable keep alive means and what I can do. This is something that I would have to contact my server host. It just so happens that I do my own hosting and I control the server and maintain it myself. So that's just a matter of me going into Easy Apache and making that tweak, and then reinstalling or rebuilding that, and then just restarting Apache. So I'll take care of that one in a bit. This one has serve resources from a consistent URL. Generally what that is JavaScript or something. Well, this says here that I have the same image being pulled from two different locations, or well, see, this one's saying www and this one's saying not www. So what I'd have to do is I would have to figure out, it's pulling it from the front page of my site. I thought I was only using this image once, which is this background image, so I could actually look, and I bet you actually it's from the slider itself, because I use it on both slides. So what I would want to do is actually log into the back end. I'm using the Divi theme, which I greatly like. So I can actually go into the main page of this site here, and I can just check that real quick. So looking for the one that says front page. I got a lot of pages I need to clean up. Of course, I've had this site for quite a long time, actually, probably close to over a decade actually. So I could actually pull up the site and I check my slider, and you got to imagine that it's probably the background image for one of these slides. It's taking a moment to load. Got a lot of resources going on my server right now, or computer right now, so generally this loads pretty quickly. There we go. So we have the slide. I can check the slide background. I think it's right here. I don't know why one would be pulling from www and the other one from the... I'm going to have to figure out where that's pulling that from. I thought it was from the same image here. So I can come back and check that, but that's where it would be. It should be showing me the URL there because I know it's this image here. So that says, so I'll just go ahead and set that as the background. That's without the www. So then I'll go ahead and check this other one as well. Scroll down here. It used to show me the URL. They've updated this theme, and I'm not really seeing it. It should show over here. I'll just go ahead and click this one, and it's showing without the www there. So I'll set that as the background. Save and exit, update, and so next time I go to check that, oops, I got too many windows open here. Let's go back here one more time. What did I do? Close it already? There we go. So that should take care of this one. This next one, what I'll have to do is check. This is the same JavaScript file that's pulling from two different plugins. It's from the same company, and they're using it for both plugins. So I'll have to contact the company for that, the plugin company. Then I have server scaled images. So I have 4 images that I added, and I made them a larger size, and I need to reduce them. So I'll either have to resize them myself manually, or I can check to see if this next one, this is optimized images, these could be reduced. They're actually larger than they need to be. Now a plugin that I like to use for that is actually, let's go to the site here, and I use a plugin. If I go under media, I have a plugin called WP Smush, and I'm just using the free version. They have a paid version that I could upgrade to. It just says I have 6 attachments that need smushing, or smushing, however you want to say that. So I'm going to bulk smash now and see what it'll come up with. And you can see that it's smushing, or what it's doing, it's compressing those. Now it's going to skip this one because it's larger than the size that the free version will allow. I can upgrade and it'll take care of all of them, which I might do because I do use this plugin quite a bit. So now that I've got that done, what I'm going to do is then just rerun that so I can retest and see what we can get there. So it's going to run a retest. I'm just going to let it scan here, and then we'll be right back with you. As you can see, we're still scanning. It's taking just a little bit longer, and it looks like it's finished. And I've bumped that up to a C score now. It was a D and an E, or E and a D, depending on how you want to look at that. I still have a couple F's, a couple F's that I need to take care of, which I imagine that I would have. Prefer parsing of JavaScript's server scaled images. So I have those 4 images that I still need to fix, and then optimize images. So because I do have these, I should go ahead and buy the whole version of WP Smush, and that should take care of that. And then on this one here, the server scaled images, I'll just manually go in and yeah, it's saying that the original image is 500 by 333 pixels, and I should make it 171 by 114 pixels. And I know that that is these images here on the front. It's these 4 images. I made them larger. Actually, if I was to open them in a new, open link in a new tab, open image in a new, yeah, here it is, open image in a new tab, you can see that it's actually that size, and it's reducing it to the smaller size to serve it up on the page, which is causing some page speed. So I'll just manually go in and update those myself and then re-add those images, and I should get a better page speed. So I'm not going to do that, of course, while we're looking, but you can see that I've increased my page speed, and hopefully by the time I'm done, I can increase this page speed even more. So I'm going to go ahead and pause, and I'll go ahead and take care of those and come back maybe one more time. Okay, I'm back for one final check. Now, I've made some image changes, and I've made some changes in the WP Smush to change some resizing as well. And the one final thing that I wanted to point out here is the deferring of parsing of JavaScript. That's something you can do yourself as well. There's a plugin that I use for that I realized that I did not have enabled. I must have turned it off for some reason. Now, sometimes some of your JavaScript may not work as because it wants to be loaded first instead of towards the end. That's what this plugin does. So it's something that you'll need to test, and I've not fully tested it since I've made updates to my site, so I'll have to see how things work. But we'll want to activate that plugin, WP Deferred JavaScript, and then we're going to go back and test this one more time. I'm going to do another refresh or a retest to see what things I still need to fix. I know there's the one issue that I need to contact that manufacturer of the plugin that I'm using, but then the other one I'll just have to do some tweaks myself to find out what I can do. As I'm finishing up this tutorial or this video, I'm hoping this is something that you found useful. If there's other questions that you may have, please go ahead and leave them in the comments section below, and we'll see what I can do about additional videos in the future. You can see that I've increased it a little bit. I'm up to a B and a C. I think I can get that up just a little bit more. I know this one here is the resources issue with this plugin. That'll help. I still have some optimized image issues that I'll need to check out, and some server scaled images. Now, it's this one here I'm a little bit of discrepancy about, because it's saying that I need to reduce it to this size. I actually tried that, and it made the images way too small, smaller than I wanted. So I'm going to have to play around and kind of tweak that. It's trying to tell me that it would reduce it by 88%, which it would, but it also makes it way too small for my image size. It actually makes it to this size, which to me is way smaller than what I need. This is the size that I had it, so it needs to be somewhere in between of that, and I'll just have to test, and then something may just have to live with on that page speed, unless there's something else that I can do to reduce that. So but you can see that I've increased, as I said, this was an E and now it's a B, and this was a I do believe it was a D, and now it's up to a C. And so my page speed time has increased greatly, and that should make at least Google happy a little bit more, and I'll tweak that just a little bit in the future. So I hope you found this video useful, and I'll talk to you again later. Thanks.